Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome. And today I'm going to be doing a palette dupe kind of video, but I'm going to make it better in my opinion. So today we're talking about the new Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. It's like the pinky greeny one and I'm going to dupe it with my singles collection. We've got a lot of single shadows here, but I'm gonna make it better. I am. Please don't cancel me when I say this. Please don't hate me, but I don't like Natasha Denona's quality. I think she is highly overrated and highly overpriced as well. So I'm going to use what I have to make this palette. I'm going to make the pinks a little bit more grunge because if you have been on my channel before, you will know I'm not too big on pinks, but I'm going to do more of a grungy kind of thing. And we're all going to put it in this magnetic palette here. Okay, quick editor's note. I've just been to the Natasha Denona website to get a screenshot of this palette and I've seen that it is 73 Great British pounds. I'm baffled, I'm flabbergasted, I am speechless. That is disgusting, that's daylight robbery. Oh my god, it's not that good. Guys, do not let influencers tell you that Natasha Denona is the next best thing. It's not. Okay, sorry, back to the video. But just before we jump into the video, if you have not already, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I do so many project pans, get ready with me's, shop my stashes, and well, what we're doing today. It's like duping out higher end things. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. We are trying to hit 2K by the end of the year. That would be the most amazing Christmas present in the world. So yeah, stick around. Okay, so a lot of these are indie brands, so I would highly recommend checking anything out from this video. But let's get into it. Let's do this. So the first shade is like a mid-toned magenta-y kind of pink. So I'm gonna go into my pink palette. Okay, so there are a few shades from this palette that kind of stick out to me as shades that are very similar. We have this one. This is Wicked Ways from NBA Cosmetics. That is so stunning, so beautiful. Love that. We also have this one. This is Venus from the Pastel Roses. This is a lot more warm toned. Hopefully you can see the differences there. Wicked Ways is a lot cooler and Venus is a lot warmer. Maybe this one as well. This is a bit brighter. This is Bloody Mary from the Pastel Roses. That's definitely more like true pink. I think out of these, I do want Wicked Ways. It's just a little bit different. So that is the first shade going in there. Okay, next we have Jazzy, which is a shimmery dark brown. I'm going to change this to a matte dark brown because there is no depth in this palette. Like, that is something that so many people are saying. There's no depth in the palette. It's just, I don't understand it. For £65, it's not it. So I'm thinking maybe this one. This is from my Revolution Maxi Reloaded. It's the shade 22, if it focuses. Thank you. I just want a dark matte brown, so I will pop that one there. That might be a little too light, to be honest. Have I got anything a little bit darker? No, I think that's the darkest one that I have. So let's move on. So the next shade is Oscar, which looks like just like a champagne-y kind of slightly gold shimmer. Obviously I want something a little bit more special than that. So I have this shade, which is like a pink to green duochrome. This is the shade Dreamcatcher from the Pastel Roses. And I think that fits. Like, just look at the shift on that. It is stunning. So I'm gonna take that. Next we have Evergreen, which is the first like true green matte, and I've heard that like this isn't very special, to be honest. This is like fine, it's not very deep, but I want something with like a bit of grunge in it. Something maybe like that. This is the shade 15 from my Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette. I did depot that palette and I filmed it all. It was really satisfying. So if you want to check that out, I will link it in the cards. This is what we're looking like with that color. Very grungy. I'm liking this. And next we have a green shimmer. It's like more of a mid-tone shade, but of course I want something a little bit more interesting. I'm thinking maybe this shade. This is Highland from the Pastel Roses. It's definitely more green than the original, but I don't know, it just gives some life, I think. Yeah, definitely. Okay, next we have Maxi, which is, I don't know, like a more pinky leaning version of Jazzy. I will put this as a shimmer. I think Jazzy and Maxi didn't both need to be in this palette. I don't really know why they were both put in there, but anyway. I'm thinking maybe this. And that's quite a deep shade, a deep shimmer. This is J-Star Spiraling. Just to say, as always, I do not support J-Star in any way. That is why all of his shades are depotted, but I am going to use his shade for that spot there. Next is a mid-tone matte green, slightly pastel, which is called Sage. So I'm thinking something along this kind of line, maybe. I do want a lot more depth in this palette than Natasha Denona offers. Now I'm just wondering whether I want to go more like grassy green or teal green. I'm kind of choosing between these two. So that is what the teal looks like. It's really pretty. And this is what the grassy green looks like. That's definitely more grunge. I think that's what I'm going for. So I am going to put that more grassy green in there. That is the shade 31 from my Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette. Oh, or do I want this one? You can see that those two greens there are... Yeah, I think I'm going to take this one just because it matches up with the darker green a little bit more. So, yeah. That is shade 9 from the Maxi Reloaded. Yeah, that's definitely more grunge. I do like that. Okay, switching palettes. Back to the more pinky tones. We're going to look at Holly now, which in the original is quite a light pastel girly pink. A part of me wants to put this shade. This is 38. Like, that is pure grunge. I love that. This shade, I love this shade. It reminds me of Bon Fresco from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's like a dirty, grungy, like grey purple. It is so stunning. So yeah, I think I'm going to put that. It's just so grungy and so, yeah, so retro. I feel like this is fitting the theme a lot better than the original. What do you think in the comments? Let me know. I think definitely. Okay, switching palettes again. The next shade is Fringe, which is more of a like pastel-y, light matte shade. So I'm thinking one of these. This is the shade Aqua from ABH. That's a lot more blue than it in the original. Do I have anything more green leaning? I have this that could work. I'm not too sure. That's definitely more green. That's the shade 43. What do you think? Yeah, I actually quite like that. That's quite different. Yeah, let's put that. I'm loving how different this is from the original already. This is so much more grunge and yeah, just different and interesting, I think. Okay, now we have a shade called Fae, which is a neutral light transition kind of shade. So I'm thinking maybe one of these up here. I know the original is a lot more cool toned, I think. But let's just play around. This is from the XX Revolution Exposed palette. It is the shade number 1. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see when it focuses. That'd be nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that swatch. You can there. It is just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but I feel like it fits in with the theme of this palette quite nicely, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, next is the shade Flutter, which is, I think it's like an iridescent-y, pinky white shade, but I've known what I wanted to put here since before I started filming this video. This is Marshmallow. Like, just look at that on my finger. It's like a pink to yellow duochrome. I really adore this shade, and I could not do this palette without it. So yeah, that's what this one looks like. So this next shade also confused me a little bit because this is the shade Lucy. It looks identical to Faye, which is this kind of shade. So you know what, I'm just going to do anything that I want. I'm going to give myself a free space. And I think I want to put in a black, because this palette doesn't have a black, the original, and that upsets me. So yeah, I'm going to put in a black. Okay, I've just changed my camera battery, so if the angle has changed a tiny bit, then that is why. But let's move on. Okay, the next shade in the Natasha Denona palette is the shade Palladium. Is that the name? Palladium, yep. Which is like a shimmery pastel green. Now I know I had one of these somewhere, but I do not know where. Oh wait. It's here. I found it. So this is Smoothie Please from the Revolution LA Dreams palette. It is definitely more blue toned, and it's more of a satin rather than a true shimmer. But I actually quite like how it looks in here, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, next we have the shade Belle, which is a slightly darker matte pink. Now I'm gonna stay a little bit more true to this shade just because I feel like as beautiful as this palette is, it's not leaning very pink at all, which I mean I'm not complaining, but you know, I'm thinking this shade is quite a nice match. This is Pigment, again from J-Star, which I don't like, but I think it is the best match. That's the swatch. I do like that actually, so I'm going to keep that. And then finally, this is the last shade. It is called Oz, which is a kind of dark green shimmer. Okay, I've swatched two here. One is much more blue. This one is much more green. We're going to go with the green one. This is Illuminati, again from J-Star, but we move. And with that is our palette finished. So I will show you a close-up of this palette. That's what you're seeing right now, hopefully. This is just so much more interesting than whatever Natasha Denona comes out with. I don't know, it just is. I always find Natasha Denona just to be a bit boring. Even when she comes out with colourful palettes, they seem safe. And for 65 or 105 or however much she charges, I don't want safe. I want interesting, I want sparkle, I want shimmer. That just isn't what she offers, in my opinion. I'll put up some swatches as well. I just think my palette is so much better. It offers so much more depth. You can do so much more with it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I don't know, Natasha Denona, it's just bland in my opinion. And again, don't shoot me, please don't shoot me. But yeah, that is this palette. I'm really, really happy with how it came out. I'm really proud of myself. I really like this. This is a nice palette. I might do a look with this. Let me know if you want to see this in a get ready with me, or I don't know, maybe like a two-parter. Let me know. I will definitely play around with this off camera. I love this. If she would have released this, I would have maybe paid for it. But yeah, that is where I'm going to love you and leave you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. Have an amazing day. Do not pay expensive prices for things that are not exactly perfect for you. don't do it. Have an amazing day. My hand is stained, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.